The last Twilight Saga movie hit theaters 12 years ago. Can you believe it? And if you've ever wished to wipe your memory just to relive the vampire drama, we've got the next best thing. OSSA Movies has gathered all the deleted and extended scenes you may have never seen before. So, hold on tight, spider monkeys. Let's dive in. Sadly, this scene was cut due to time constraints. But fun fact, it was actually Kristen Stewart's favorite. Edward warns Bella not to walk alone without him.
Sometimes, I'm not the most dangerous thing out there.
And when Bella suggests she should have died when that van almost hit her, Cullen drops one of the most iconic lines from the book.
Bella, your number was up the first day I met you.
And guess what? Fans weren't the only ones freaking out over this moment.
And it has some of my favorite lines from the book, and I wish we could have snuck it into the movie.
We feel you, Catherine Hardwicke, because leaving us without this scene? Total crime.
You fragile little human.
This moment wasn't completely deleted, but it was cut short. Remember Bella's dream about Edward in Twilight? One version shows her looking anxious in her sleep. But the director revealed that they actually filmed several versions of this scene. And let's just say, one of them had an ending that fans would definitely have loved more. We all know not every Cullen was exactly cheering for Edward's Bella obsession at first. Well, this deleted scene gives us yet another moment where the family weighs in, warning him one more time not to make a mistake.
Edward, she's not one of us.
Ah, the iconic meadow scene. We all know and love it. But did you know there was one moment that didn't make the final cut? It's the one where Edward opens up about his feelings for Bella.
If I ever hurt you, I couldn't live with myself. You don't know how it's tortured me.
But wait, it's not just the vampire pouring his heart out. Ms. Swan gets a moment too.
I'd rather die than to stay away from you.
Now, wouldn't that have made things extra dramatic? The books gave us a deeper look into the Cullen family's relationships. But sadly, the movies didn't explore their love stories enough, especially the secondary couples. Remember Bella's first visit to the vampire house? In this deleted moment, we see Carlisle and Esme discussing something important: Edward's happiness.
She's brought him to life.
But when the head of the family expresses his worries about how things could end, Esme reassures him with the sweetest line.
Carlisle, Bella is what he wants. It'll work out somehow.
You're a hopeless romantic.
The films keep a lot of things hidden, and one of those is the relationship between our favorite villains from the first movie, Victoria and James. We never really got to see how deep their connection was, or why Victoria goes to such crazy lengths to avenge James's death in the sequels. But, lucky for us, this deleted scene gives us a peek into just how intense their love really was.
I do love it when men chase me.
Ah, Bella's birthday in New Moon, a night so unforgettable that Edward decided to leave her right after. But did you know there was a deleted moment where we actually got to see her birthday cake? Yep, the creators gave us a glimpse of it in an extended scene.
You guys don't even eat.
Can't argue with that. Imagine spending hours making a cake just for a room full of vampires who survive on liquid diets. Jasper's little oops moment at the party was the final straw for Edward. As he drove Bella home, the guilt was eating him alive. In this deleted scene, she tries to calm him down, brushing off the drama. But Cullen, he's not letting this go.
Normal people get paper cuts.
This moment really shows how broken he was, and it even foreshadows that he'll leave.
If I were a normal boyfriend, I wouldn't have to fight the urge to kill you.
Stop.
Do you think keeping this scene would have made Edward's decision to leave more understandable? Bella was devastated after he was gone. Months of barely eating, barely sleeping, and looking like she just walked out of a horror movie. But what the films didn't really show us, the actual nightmares haunt her. In this deleted scene, Bella sees Edward in her room. But there's a cruel twist.
That's not my name. My name is nothing. And you're nothing.
No wonder she wakes up screaming with Charlie rushing in to comfort her. And that's Yes, when we get this heartbreaking moment, it would have added so much depth to Bella and Charlie's relationship.
When your mother left, took you with her. That was not a good time for me. Thought about doing all kinds of crazy things just to ease the pain.
As if getting dumped wasn't bad enough, Ms. Swan also had to deal with a lot during New Moon, including a werewolf going through puberty and a fiery-haired vampire out for blood. Victoria didn't get much screen time in this movie, but this deleted scene would have added her perspective. We see her driving with two unfortunate souls, reminiscing about her time with James.
See, we play hide and seek sometimes. No one can hide like me. But no one can seek like James.
It also gives us a chilling look at just how deep her obsession with revenge really was.
James always did love a screamer.
Yep, this moment would have made her even scarier. The next extended scene comes straight from Eclipse, and if you've read the books, you definitely remember it. Early in the movie, Bella is worried about Jacob and wants to go talk to him. But overprotective Cullen, he cuts the wires in her truck so she can't leave for the reservation. Classic vampire boyfriend move. Naturally, Bella is furious, and Edward knows he messed up.
I'll understand if you're too angry for me to come to your room tonight. Just keep the window closed.
We then see Bella stomp upstairs and slam the window shut. But after a moment, she sighs, gives in, and opens it again. Because no matter how mad she is, she still wants him there. Another book moment that didn't make the cut. Remember when Bella actually managed to sneak off to see Jacob while Edward was away? Well, after that, she headed to Angela's to help with graduation invitations. But her friend immediately picks up on Bella's weird vibes.
Well, one, Edward's always with you, and two, you keep looking out that window like you're hoping he'll show up and serenade you or something.
This scene really highlights Bella's naivete. She doesn't quite grasp that all the tension between Edward and Jacob isn't just about ancient vampire-werewolf beef. It's straight-up jealousy.
I've seen the way Jacob looks at you. Edward's seen it too. He's only human. He's gonna act like any other guy.
And from Angela's very normal human perspective, no big deal.
Bella, they're big boys. They make their own choices. Seriously, don't worry about it. It'll work itself out.
Since we barely got any Bella and her human friends moments, even director David Slade regretted leaving this one out.
I really wanted to find a place for this scene in the film because it was such a great human element.
Slade was so sure this scene would make it into the final cut that he only shot one take.
I felt really confident this was going to stay in because it was such a great moment between Charlie and Bella.
We see father and daughter walking to the car after graduation, sharing a rare, heartfelt moment.
Oh, I'm proud of you, Bells. Can't wait to see what you're gonna do next.
And the proud dad vibes don't stop there.
You're my biggest accomplishment.
And what makes this scene even more emotional? We know that Bella is planning to leave everything behind, including him, to become a vampire.
It's not true.
Yes, it is. Well, you'll see one day when you have kids.
Too bad Charlie had no idea that grandkids weren't exactly part of Bella's future plans. This conversation gave us essential insight into Rosalie's motives. Why was she so against Bella becoming a vampire? In this extended version, we finally see what she truly longed for.
But mostly I wanted a baby.
He never cries.
So much.
This would have made her actions in Breaking Dawn even clearer. Why she was so fiercely protective of Bella and her pregnancy. It wasn't just about her choice, it was about the one thing Rosalie never got to have. Let's be real, Team Edward fans probably still haven't recovered from the moment Bella kissed Jacob. But in the end, the vampire wasn't even mad. Why? Because he understood that she loved Jacob too. What we didn't get to see was the full continuation of this scene, where Edward actually explains his feelings.
When I left you bleeding. And Jacob stitched you up. Just left this mark on both of you. And that's my fault.
And if you thought Cullen was done emotionally wrecking us, think again. He even proves he's willing to tolerate Jacob for Bella's sake.
I just want you to be happy. No matter how.
Seriously, how did they cut this? Can we sue for emotional damage? Luckily, there weren't many deleted scenes in Breaking Dawn, probably because the book was split into 2 films. But still, a few moments had to be left on the cutting room floor. One of those? Rosalie's legendary joke at Jacob's expense. In the books, they have serious beef. So when Esme asked Rosalie to bring Jacob something to eat from the kitchen, the blonde vampire had her own unique way of handling it.
You'd tell me if she poisoned it, right?
Spoiler alert, she didn't poison it, but she did serve it in a dog bowl.
Enjoy, mongrel.
However, Jacob got his sweet revenge by throwing the bowl at her.
You got food in my hair.
In Breaking Dawn, Alice was always happy when Jacob showed up. Why? Because his werewolf aura actually muffled her visions of Bella, giving her a bit of peace.
See, when I'm close to you, it's like being able to shut my eyes. Everything goes away.
But she couldn't resist throwing in a little joke about Jacob's distinctive scent.
Except for the wet dog smell.
And if you've ever wondered how Edward reacted to Jacob imprinting on his daughter, we can confirm. He was not thrilled. In fact, his response was pretty intense. Which of these scenes do you think wasn't as important, and which ones definitely couldn't be cut? Share in the comments, and thanks for watching.